everyone, myself Manasa SR, Department of Information Science and Engineering, Sri Venkateshwara College of Engineering. Today I am going to talk about a subject called cryptography. The contents which I have chosen are Introduction to Cryptography, Substitution Technique, Play Fair Cheaper and Yield Cheaper. Cryptography Introduction with Definition. Cryptography Introduction. Cryptography is the practice and study of techniques for secure communication in the presence of adversaries. It involves the use of mathematical algorithms to transform plain text into cheaper text, making it unreadable to unauthorized individuals. Cryptography ensures confidentiality, integrity, and authentication of data and messages. Definition of cryptography. Cryptography is the science of writing or solving codes, chiffres, and algorithms. It encompasses various techniques such as encryption, decryption, digital signatures, and key management. The goal of cryptography is to provide secure and private communication, ensuring that information remains confidential and tamper-proof. Importance and applications of cryptography. Cryptography plays a crucial role in ensuring secure communication over the internet, protecting sensitive information such as passwords, credit card details, and personal data. It is widely used in online banking, e-commerce, email communication, and secure messaging applications. Cryptography is also essential for ensure storage and transmission of classified government documents, military communications, and protecting intellectual property. Substitution technique with example. Introduction to substitution technique. The substitution technique is a method used in cryptography to encrypt and decrypt messages. It involves replacing each letter of the plain text with another letter or symbol. This technique is commonly used in classical cipher such as Kaiser cipher. How substitution technique works. In the substitution technique, each letters of plain text is replaced with corresponding letter or symbol from the cheaper alphabet. The cheaper alphabet is simply a rearrangement of the regular alphabet. For example, A is replaced with D. With a shift of 3, here we can see that from A we can shift 3 alphabets. 1, 2, 3. We can shift A with D. Then we can shift B with E. Here B is there. After B we can shift 3 alphabets. 1, 2, 3. We can shift A with B with E and so on. Example of substitution technique. Let's consider the message HELLO and apply a Kaiser cipher with a shift of 3. The plain text letters HELLO. H in the place of H, shift of 3, it can be replaced with K. That is H. After H comes I, J, K. K is in the third place. After shift of 3, thereby H is replaced with K. E. After a shift of 3, E, F, G, H. H is in the third place. Thereby E is replaced with H and so on. The encrypted message would be KHOOR. Advantages of substitution technique. The substitution technique provides a simple and straightforward method of encryption. It can be easily implemented and understood even by individuals with limited cryptographic knowledge. It can be used as stepping stone to more advanced encryption technique. Limitations of substitution technique. The substitution technique is vulnerable to frequency analysis attacks. If the cheaper alphabet is not properly randomized, patterns in the plain text may still be visible in the cheaper text. It can be easily broken using brute force techniques or by analyzing letter frequencies. This concludes our presentation on the substitution technique with an example of the keys are cheaper. Play fire cheaper with an example. Now let us know about rules for play fire cheaper. Here are 5 rules which we need to follow while we solving the play fire cheaper. First rule is that we need to draw 5 to 5 matrix diagram. Second rule is whenever the letters are repeated, that is like LL, AA, we have to use filler letters. That is, filler letter is nothing but X. Third rule is when the letters are present in the same column, then we have to follow the rule called wraparound. Fourth rule is when the letters are present in the same row, even then we have to use wraparound. Fifth rule is rectangle, then we need to follow method called swap. Rectangle means if the letters are in the rectangle, that for example A and T, when it forms a rectangle, we need to follow method called swap, that is A swap with R and then S swap with T. Introduction to the Playfair Cheaper. The Playfair Cheaper is a symmetric encryption technique that was invented in 1854 by Charles Wheatstone. It is named after Lord Playfair, who promoted its use during the Crimean War. The cheaper is a type of substitution cheaper where each letter in the plain text is replaced by another letter. Playfair cheaper. If the alphabets are not in the same row or column, replace with these alphabets in the same row respectively, but at the other pair of corners of the rectangle defined by original pair. For example, keyword play air, plain text OC. Here O and C are present in a different row and different column, so we can swap with O, swap with S, and C swap with R. Then the cheaper text SR. Let us know about example of encryption using the Playfair cheaper. Let's say we want to encrypt the message HELLO using the keyword crypto. The key square for this example. We would like the message into pairs of 2 letters resulting in HE and LL. Example of encryption using the Playfair cheaper. Continuing with our example, HE is encrypted to AH and LL is encrypted to JX. Therefore, the encrypted message for HELLO using the keyword crypto is AHJX. The encrypted message can now be transmitted securely as it appears as a random combination of letters. Now let us see decryption using the Playfair cheaper. To decrypt a message encrypted with the Playfair cheaper, the process is simply reversed. Using the same key square and keyword, the encrypted message AHJX can be decrypted back to HELLO. The same rules are applied but in reverse to locate the letters in the key square and retrieve the original plain text. Here we can see the example. Hill cheaper with an example. Introduction to Hill cheaper. The Hill cheaper is a polygraphic substitution cheaper developed by Lister S. Hill in 1929. It is a symmetric encryption technique that operates on blocks of plaintext letters instead of individual letters. The Hill cheaper uses linear algebraic concepts to encrypt and decrypt messages. Polygraphic substitution cheaper. The Hill cheaper have a formula. The formula is C equal to E of K comma P of mod 26. Here we have a written in matrix form and it goes like this: C1, C2, C3 equal to P1, P2, P3. Now we have to solve this. we have to multiply each letter. P1 is multiplied with K11, P2 is multiplied with K12, P3 is multiplied with K13 of mod 26. C2 equal to P1 is multiplied with K21 and P2 is multiplied with K22, P3 is multiplied with the K23 of mod 26. C3 equal to P1 is multiplied with K31, P2 is multiplied with K32 and P3 is multiplied with K33 of mod 26. How ILCHIPA works. The plain text is divided into blocks of fixed length, typically 2 or 3 letters. Each block is treated as column vector and multiplied by a matrix called an encryption key. The resulting product is converted back into letters to obtain the cheaper text. Hill cheaper decryption. To decrypt the cheaper text, the inverse of the encryption key matrix is used. The cheaper text is divided into blocks and multiplied by the inverse key matrix. The resulting product is converted into back into letters to obtain the original plain text. Hill cheaper is vulnerable to known plain text attacks and requires careful section of the encryption key to ensure security. Thank you.